Okay.
Whoa.
Okay.
Last time it said that and that was creepy. I'm wondering if it's an update, but that's weird.
I had a pop-up on my phone. Did that pop up for everybody else too?
Yeah, I got a pop-up too.
Yeah.
That's weird. But
they're saying it for you, Judith. Now you don't have to say it.
There you go.
For those legal reasons.
Okay.
Okay. Part 2. What did we think?
So much happened.
I like that.
Let's see. It was, I think we started off chapter 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. Levi is with Jamie and Donis, and something about them dating, and there's a whole story about multiple orgasms. One comment, because obviously I wasn't in the first discussion. There's a lot of information that I'm like, do we really need that? Like, that whole little story, I'm like, okay, cool, maybe it's about, their culture or whatever, but I'm like, what was the point?
I forgot that. What was that about?
Because I wrote down my notes on my book at the end of the chapter. So that's like the last thing that was there. It was about something about the first man and the first woman and the first man.
Oh, that story. Yeah.
Yeah, you can pee standing up. And then the first woman's like, well, what do I get? And she's like, you get multiple orgasms.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, what's the... Why? You're just making this long. That's my opinion. I think there's a lot of information that is slow and it's not helping me actually stay in the story. Because I read parts of it and then parts of it I was actually listening to it. Because I'm like, as I'm reading and it's slow, I still think it's slow. I start to wander off and then I was like, what did I just read?
Yeah, I think this is definitely a good audiobook one. Especially with all the language.
We're listening to it, me and Julie, so.
Is it different for like I'm listening to it on Scribe, and I feel like is it the same person that reads it? It's almost like a Native American woman like reading it, because she kind of sounds.
I think it's the same. She's not like the most engaging narrator in my opinion, but so that's why when it was really, really slow at the beginning, it was a little hard to get into it, but then more exciting stuff started happening, and then I was hooked.
Yeah. Same. I listened to it on my drive, which was pretty long, and during that part of the creator, I zoned out, but then the rest like really caught my attention because I really hadn't actually started the book until yesterday through audio.
Yeah, it's easier with audio.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the like Native American tribal stuff is interesting, like, to learn about their culture, but some of it's just a bit much, and I wonder, like, is this really authentic or not?
Yeah. It bothers me that they put little like snippets of another woman speaking, because I don't know if the narrator can't pronounce it or it missed information, and it bothers me because like you can hear where it's like the transition, and I'm just like, it just bugs me.
I
mean, it has nothing to do with the story, but it's like,
yeah.
I feel like my eyes glaze over in some parts, and then I feel like I have to reread it in case I miss something, because it is like kind of like a murder mystery a little bit.
Yeah.
And I want to figure it out before she figures it out.
Which I did watch the last video, and I think, Katie, you said that the auntie was a drug lord. That's such a good point. And I didn't see that. And I was like, wow, that could actually be true. Just because she's a big part of her life. And I think they're going to try and do like a plot twist or something. And I hope they do that, because if not, it's going to keep on being, I'm not trying to say it's boring, but for me, kind of
predictable.
Just dragging.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about the coach? I feel like it can be the coach too because
Yeah.
teenagers.
Mhm.
And they
It's
said
a whole
Especially with
range.
his son, like being all, I mean, in that instance, like super aggressive, and I'm sure
Well,
he's
wait, was that
already
the
on.
coach's son, or was
Yeah.
it a different person? Like they
Or
were
I guess
talking about
maybe
his
it's like,
I don't know if that was the coach's son.
I
Isn't
think
that a
it's
different?
or the
Mr.
assistant
Edwards,
coach?
right? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah.
The one
Maybe
where they
he's the
had the
assistant
dinner
coach?
party.
Yeah.
I think
Is it the same person?
Mr.
Or is it two
Edwards is
different
an attorney.
guys?
I don't think
He's
he's a
Oh.
coach.
he's a
Oh,
parent.
I thought that.
A
Got
parent
it.
voice. I was thinking maybe the coach because the book mentions that he just redid his kitchen super nice, and I was like, well, it takes more money than a high school coach would make probably. Such a thing.
He has a new car, or a nice car.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of like weird kind of, I don't know. The more you like learn about the town, you're more like, there's like some shady stuff going on under the table. It just seems like, I think you're right that like maybe the aunt or like some of these figures that we're meeting are definitely involved in something under the table.
Yeah, maybe the coach was giving it to the players to be more aggressive during the game or something.
It could be.
And then the aunt has money problems, right? Because they have a million kids, or just money
She doesn't
problems.
have the inheritance like Donis has.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that could be her motivation.
Maybe that's why Donna and the aunt go kind of head to head sometimes, because maybe the aunt is angsty that she has to do something under the table to provide, whereas Donna doesn't even have to go there. Maybe that's why she doesn't want her to come around to certain things.
Yeah.
I also think it's that they're looking for a mushroom because that came up in one of our other books.
Oh yeah, the freaking mushrooms.
And it's interesting that it's the Mexican Gothic, which is also kind of like, they were trying to bring in some of the culture stuff. I didn't know mushrooms were that important. Apparently, if there's in 2 books, I guess it's a main, plant for something.
I think mushrooms are also just trendy right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cottage core.
Don't they like, I guess
legal
like back in the day, don't they use it for like psychedelic reasons, like for like trips?
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
But I wonder if that's why it like was kind of incorporated. Like Mexican Gothic was like, it basically made you hallucinate, right? They're magical. I don't think so.
They are. I've seen it.
You've seen it?
I haven't. It. No, I haven't done it, but I've seen it.
You've seen it on
hilarious. Yeah. On a
God.
camping trip, it's hilarious.
So they find Heather dead. What do we think of that?
It just was so sudden. Like, the fact that she offered the drugs the night before was just, I mean, like, what does she have to do with it? I really hope they uncover, like, a lot more, but it's trippy.
I also think it's interesting. I don't know if she was mentioned before the party, but just to put her in the story to kill her.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel there's not that much segue in some of the things that are happening, like you guys were mentioning with the parts about the culture and the other stories. I feel like it kind of just goes, and like I think that it could be a little smoother. Like maybe there could have been like a little more backstory to Heather, and it makes me think that maybe someone else will die too, because it has to get more urgent as it goes towards the end to make it exciting. So I wonder who else.
Maybe like, yeah.
I forget, where did they find Heather? She was in the mushroom field.
In the what is it called?
I don't remember the name of it's on the island, right?
Yeah, or
Or
Duck,
Duck Island or something?
Duck Island. Yes, yeah.
The
There you
Oh
go.
yeah,
Lake.
Duck Out.
Duck Lake. But yeah, Duck Island.
I have another bone to pick.
Yes.
I've been thinking about the detectives. Mr. Smith or whatever his name is, Robert, and Jimmy,
Oh,
Johnny,
Jamie.
Jamie.
Mhm.
Don't you have to be a police officer for a long time to become a detective? Or are they just undercover?
I think they're undercover, but they were from a different section of government, right? And maybe because
Yeah.
they're Native Americans too, they had more slim pickings. That might be what it was.
Yeah, I also find that strange because Jamie's 22, and I'm like, how are you? Like, it seems like this is a very high position he has. So I'm like, how did that happen? And I think it is because it's like the whole tribe, and like it's kind of a special program, maybe. I don't know. But I think it is strange that, I mean, we don't know the other guy's age, right? Do we?
He
Well,
said
he's like
He's supposed to be his
Jamie.
uncle, so he's probably
A
Bit
bit
older.
older, yeah. But so maybe he is more of an official one, and then Jamie not so much. But yeah, I think that I find that a little sketch.
I think
Yeah,
the
they
only
probably
reason
needed
they only made him 24 or 22. Is he 24 or 22?
22.
22.
to.
They only did that because he's Donis's love interest, and it would be super sketch if he was like 30 and she's
Yeah.
like 18, 19. But
Yeah.
I agree with you that it is a little unbelievable that he would be like 22 and in the FBI.
Yeah.
But there's of course a way that you could totally explain it, and like maybe there are 22-year-olds in the FBI, but I think the only reason they made him that young is so it's not
It's for-
creepy
yeah.
that he's like flirting
Yeah.
with her.
Yeah, which I can see that. I can see that happening.
Also, he's
also-
like undercover as a 18-year-old. So
Mm-hmm.
It's
They
like
might
21
have-
Jump Street.
yeah,
But also she is freshly out of high school. And I think we talked about this before. She has all these skills and now she's pretty much a full-on detective.
yeah. I hate that.
It was
That's
just kind of
perfect.
easy for her to fall into that role. I'm just
Yeah.
jealous of her. That's it.
Too busy.
So basically, you don't like her.
No, I like her.
I mean, I can see because I saw that you guys were making a comment about that she is pretty smart, and it does seem very like scientifical, and like I like science too, but my brain doesn't automatically at all times like, oh, hypothesis, like she's very like factual with certain, and I'm like, who is, but there's people like that. Maybe she's one of those, I don't want to say strange because some people find that cool, but I don't know, it bothers me a little.
Yeah,
it does seem like a little,
He's a little analytical, and it seems a bit unnatural or kind of like disconnected.
yes, a little bit.
Especially the part where
yeah.
her grandma's blinking. That's weird.
For what?
When she was keeping like tallies of if her not to either response, I felt like that was kind of a little bit dark.
I wonder if that has significance. Is her grandma being drugged? Does she know something?
Because I mean, they are like, they called it like royalty, right? In the town, and I mean, she's like the main one. The grandma's like the one in charge, technically.
Yeah, the matriarch.
Yeah.
Maybe
I was thinking about the notebooks too, like the uncle's notebook. And you know how she said some were missing or whatever? Like he didn't keep any notebooks of
the current year, I think.
Yeah. And but I was wondering if her family members took those out because maybe they knew what he was working on, or someone took those out.
The aunt.
Yeah, maybe the aunt.
What if the attorney has it from when she was kind of looking around in that room, though? That whole scene was crazy to me, especially when the son came and tried to like make out with her and cringeworthy. Like, I was really good.
I thought he was onto her, and then that whole thing happened. I was like, oh, of course. Yeah, couldn't be daddy. Oh man. Oh, and then I think around that time, I think it was at the end. Oh yeah, it was at the end when Ron was saying, what I saw Sunday night, at least one of you was not acting. I don't think he's referring to what's her name? Donis. I think he's Jamie, which is funny because obviously we as the reader know about Donis's feelings. So I don't know. I thought that was interesting. I was like, So clearly Jamie feels so certain way too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on. And the smile. Because I mean, like, you can't fake that. I mean, I guess you can, but it's not. It's a natural thing, right?
Yeah, like what would be the purpose of like smiling? This has nothing to do with the investigation, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely like, I am rooting for them, but at the same time, I feel like it's not going to happen.
Maybe if they're successful, then they can continue.
But what if they're successful and it's like her ripping her family apart because it's like her aunt or what about her brother? I mean, is he involved? Like, how could he not be involved?
I think he might be like the inside for the high school, just because he's friends with everybody. He's so happy. There's no major issues with him, and I have issues with my brothers, so I just can't see them not.
I mean, if the aunt is the one fully in charge, then I mean, she could be using her nephew, which would make sense.
It could be a family operation. Maybe Donis is left out because before she didn't really feel included in the tribe, and she doesn't get it because of the money. So maybe they're like, we're just leaving her out.
Could it
Which is another. Sorry.
But like that's why they want to enroll her, like maybe get her inside the scoop and then continue the business. I mean, I don't know.
But if it is her family and she doesn't know this all this time, not a very good detective.
Yeah.
So when we left it, she was like applying to be part of the, what do you call it? Like part of the tribe. Officially, but wasn't she saying one other person was applying? Like
yeah,
it had to
character that we didn't know was also applying. I don't know what the significance of mentioning that person was.
Doesn't he have the same last name as the girl that died? Or like maybe the same father? I think I don't remember the last name.
I forget. And then
I don't remember.
Wasn't his dad like a lawyer or something?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. She just made it weird, like comparing herself to him, like. But
and it's like the first time we're hearing about him, so it like I go back to the whole, why are you including these tiny little details that maybe they are significant, but at the moment it's just like thrown at you and you're just like, who are we talking about? And one more character we have to remember. And I don't know. It's the Ryan guy, right?
Yeah.
But she was almost like comparing herself to him, like as if both of them couldn't get approved, or I don't know. I almost felt like she was nervous, like she wouldn't get approved, but I feel like she's a shoe-in.
Yeah.
So,
she had like a million people attesting to her.
Yeah.
It was like, she was like, I don't know, maybe she just really is not aware of her family history. Everyone keeps being like, oh, you're royalty here, like you have all of this history, and it seems like she's not very cognizant of that. I feel like she doesn't bring it up herself. It's like characters telling her that, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And then her friend Lily didn't get in, right? So maybe I always like to further point out like the inks for Lily because she didn't get in when she applied.
But if she doesn't get in, I feel like it's some kind of shady thing to keep her out.
Mm-hmm.
What? No, I don't think so. Because I was rereading the part right now with the whole Ryan thing, and she does like say like, "Oh, I'm gonna have my hearing this day, and they're gonna vote on like mine and his application," but maybe he ends up being part of this whole like investigation thing. But it just seems very like we're basically halfway through, right?
Mm-hmm.
Throwing in his new name, I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know. And then we just ended right after that. So I think
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
why it's like fresh on my mind, that part.
Yeah.
I also wonder, like, let's say, because we have the theory that it might be her family on her dad's side, but like when her family does find out she's doing this, what the consequences will be.
Falling out.
True, yeah. That's gonna be bad.
That gets me thinking. It's really messed up, but if it is the family and they found out that the uncle was trying to find out who it was, what if the whole family did something to the uncle? And if it is the family and they find out that she's out here investigating, will he do something to her?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Imagine
Well, the uncle was part of the mom's side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe they wouldn't feel as bad doing that because he's not like blood related.
True. That's
What if the FBI agent suspected the uncle all along and he happened to die? So what if they're lying to Donis and saying that the uncle was helping them, although he actually wasn't, and now they're using Donis to see what they can find out? And or maybe the uncle was trying to do the right thing and someone found out and they killed him, or he overdosed and he died. But maybe the FBI agents are just trying to use his death to their advantage because the book keeps saying, or Donis keeps thinking, oh, they don't care about the tribe, they just want to know their information. And maybe they're using Donis because of that. Like, you know, they're going to use her love for her uncle and her guilt at thinking that he did get an overdose to coerce her into agreeing to be the informant.
And like, what about this ex-boyfriend? He keeps coming around and
He's so angsty.
yeah, he seems bad news.
And do we not know what happened? Like doesn't she keep like hinting like something bad happened with them, but she hasn't told us yet what happened.
Right? Yeah.
I have two theories.
What are they?
I think what they said is they were like all in love, and then one day randomly he like broke it off with her and she got pissed, and that was a bitter end. And then he wasn't supposed to become a cop. He like randomly became one. He was supposed to do something else. I forgot what it was. So either he's also involved in this drug ring and the law enforcement who's part of it is too, or he's trying to protect her because he knows what her family is doing. And that's why he broke it off.
Maybe supporting it for different motives.
I feel like
he's always like, go home.
Yeah. And I think when that whole Lily thing happened, he did keep saying like, go to your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's involved. I think so.
Or he knows something.
Yeah, or he knows and he's trying to protect her. I don't know. Yeah, that's something's going on with him.
I feel like they weren't together. Yeah, they weren't together for long, right? I think it was like what, 3 months?
Yeah.
For sure.
You know, it's weird. She said he used to call her middle name, and then all of a sudden he started calling her first name, and then seems like after they were intimate, then not long after he was ghosted her.
Yeah, that's what I thought the breakup was because of that. He was just trying to get in her pants.
Mm.
But I don't know. Maybe it is deep. It is deeper than that.
Yeah.
I hope we find out.
Yeah, she keeps hinting that about something. I forget what she would say, but
She does that a lot. She'll be like, the thing that happened that I'll never say. And then like 5 chapters later, we'll learn what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, I lost,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that thing. I kind of lost track of that, but okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for finally telling us what that is.
yeah.
Obviously, it's to like keep us reading, but it's so annoying.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree. And I feel like there's certain books where they're telling the story and then you get what they're thinking, like maybe in a different font or something. But I feel like in here, it's just like I'm going off and this is a story, and then she says that she's thinking something, and then she just keeps going, and it's not very well like separated. So I think that's why I'm not liking the book as much, because I'm like, wait, she is thinking that, but now she's talking about the story, now she's talking about this person. I don't know. It's very like just a lot of information given out. I don't know.
Is this her debut novel? The author?
It is. It says it in the back.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I think so. Maybe that's why it's a little
What if she's doing it on
clunky at times.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do think so, but I wonder, because you know how at the beginning of the parts it says like, oh, we start in the north and then we go south or something, like the parts of a compass or directionality.
Oh.
Maybe it's like the way they tell stories in Native American culture, and we're so used to like, here's the beginning and then here's the middle and the end.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I still think it's a little chunky and could be smoother with some of the segues, but I wonder if that's what she was trying to go for. But I'm not sure. I'll have to do my research, I guess.
It's also a young adult novel, right?
Yeah, and since it's from her perspective and like she's a young adult, I wonder if that kind of plays a part.
It is for young adults.
Because if you think about Twilight, like reading it now, we know it's bad news bears. But if I was a teenage girl reading this, I'd be like, yeah, I'm really into this. I do like the book.
It's quite heavy for a YA novel, I have to say. Like I guess we're used to a certain type of YA novel maybe. And this is like quite gritty and getting into a lot of, you know, like all like the drug use in the town and murder and all this stuff that I guess is not always so like, you know, in like, I don't know. Of course, like there's like YA where people get killed and like it's really dark, but I don't know. I feel like it's pretty different than a lot of the other YA books that I've read. And maybe this is like the trend now to do stuff like this. Maybe, I don't know.
To put things more out in the open.
Yeah, even like the alcohol use, you think like for a YA book, they'd frown upon that. But
the meth use.
Yeah, and the meth use. I mean, the meth use too, but they're like acting like the meth use is a problem, but the alcohol, they're like, oh yeah, we just drink alcohol, like whatever. Yeah, it's crazy. I can't imagine using meth, but like one of my patients, it's like, I finally got off my meth and I feel so much better. Like, Yeah. And like, also, what? You were on that?
Oh man. So
Yeah, like, I don't know. People use meth to like work harder. So, like, obviously, maybe the sports people, but is anyone else working like really hard, like long hours or physical labor?
Not that has been mentioned really, because I feel like Donis either hangs around with the teenagers or the elders, right?
Her aunt's husband is a mechanic, right?
I think so.
Because the connection between, I forgot, I know he smelled like WD-40, and then something else related to the drugs smelled like WD-40. She made that connection.
Yeah, she keeps bringing that up.
That could be a clue that it is. It goes back to the aunt. We'll see. What do you guys think is going to happen next?
Well, I think it's the trial to see if she gets in the
tribe.
Tribe, and I kind of feel like it might not go that well. I don't know.
What if we find out that she's been gathering in for the trial? That could have a big impact, I feel.
Yeah, or what if she gets in and then she feels conflicted about this investigation now that she's in? I don't know.
What enemies does she have? Like, if she were to have this trial, who would speak against her?
I feel like if anything, that Macy girl, but I mean, I don't know if she really has anything to show. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe someone who cared about her dad because of how her mom's parents treated him.
Oh.
But then that might be like her own family, so that would be awkward.
Yeah, I think there's still some stuff we don't know about, like her dad and her mom. And she keeps hinting, and I think we know a little bit.
Do you guys think that what do you think will happen first? Because I think she will get found out in some fashion, maybe. Is she going to find out, some critical information to crack the case first, or is she going to be found out and then, I don't know, have
at the same time? Get a movie.
Because I feel like, I don't know, I kind of feel like somehow her cover might be blown, like whether it's sooner or later, or it's like right before the end. But then I feel like people like her aunt, whether her aunt is involved or not, will be like feeling betrayed, or I don't know, they won't trust her anymore.
I feel like they will discover that she's trying to investigate this, but I feel like based off how they're giving her character being over here like all smart or whatever, I think it might be later, but I don't know.
It would be awkward if it happens the other way around too. Like if she gets into the tribe, then the truth comes out. Maybe people would be like, "We never should have voted you in," or something, and then
that's why I think it can happen after. I don't think it's gonna be right away. I don't think she's gonna be like super like, "Oh my gosh, I blew it off," especially because she's like secret super squirrels something 1, 2, 3, and like she's like making note of it in her mind, like. And I don't think she'll mess it up. Maybe later on when she gets distracted, maybe with the whole Jamie thing, she not paying attention and she says something, or I don't know.
Is Jamie going to blow his own cover because he's he's likes Donis too much and he's gonna make a mistake.
I can see that happening. I don't want to say that
Definitely.
he's dumb and that Donis is smarter, but maybe. Because I think that whole, you know, how he was a bit late and then he's like, oh, I think you're seeing, like, you're being more than friends or something like that. He said something like that, right?
Mhm.
I think that was Ron kind of telling him, like, yo, you need to just keep it professional and you're only being a pretend boyfriend. Like, this isn't a don't go there kind of thing. Because I don't think it's coming from him. Yeah.
Maybe Ron approached Donis about it because she is smart.
Yeah. We'll see. I was looking at the pages, how much we have left. I was thinking maybe we can do it in 2 sections. That would be like 120 pages to read or listen to. I'm listening to it, so I think it should be fine. If that's okay.
Yeah.
120 or so.
Next Sunday's the holiday, the July 4th.
Yes, and
That's
I
true.
was gonna
In
mention
2
that too. Do we wanna go on to July, is it 11th? I think so. Yes, the 11th, or should we try and do a meeting a different day of the week? So like, let's say Friday, Saturday, or do it on Monday. I don't know what you guys think. What was that?
Either way.
What?
Oh,
You
I'm
say anything, Crystal?
Me? Oh, I
Yeah.
said Monday would work.
Monday?
Yeah.
July 5th. Yeah, I think that works.
Do we have a day off? Which
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
asking you,
I
like,
do
if
have
we
a
all
day
work
off.
at the same place.
Anybody
Well,
actually? Anybody
that's a
working on it?
federal holiday.
They should
Technically,
have it
yeah,
off.
but I switched it.
Okay.
So I'm off, but I don't know where I'll be.
She's gonna be out in
So
the world.
potentially-
We already know.
Where are you going?
Potentially. I don't know yet. Either Big Sur or Santa Clarita. So I
Are
may
we
not have
are we all invited? That you're telling us about this trip?
Paula just went
we're
to
trying to
Big
figure
Sur. Wait,
Who?
Well,
Paula, did you go
Monterey.
to?
Monterey.
Oh,
No, I went to
Monterey.
Monterey.
Oh,
It was really
Oh,
nice.
okay.
I love Monterey.
Recommend.
I was just there last week too.
We were probably there at the same time.
Wait, you were there last week? Oh, what?
Yeah. Yeah. I was there on Sunday through Tuesday.
Oh, I went Sunday.
So crazy.
We were definitely there at the same time.
That's it. Okay, so we can do Monday.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah,
could
that
work.
should work. Yeah, it should work.
So which
It'll be
chapter
like-
is that?
8 p.m. or-
Okay, so it's chapter 27 to 39.
Okay.
Okay.
Stop.
I
at
mean,
39
sorry,
or read-
chapter 40. 40, my bad.
Okay, so
So
read 39.
don't read 40.
Don't
Got
read
it.
41. So
Oh,
Okay.
Got it.
Read
Got it.
40.
So
Got it.
stop at 41.
yes.
Yeah.
So it should be page 368 up to where you read, and then I'm listening to Audible, and the chapters are not the same. I
no,
think
they're
some
Yes.
chapter
They're
pages
not.
more. I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Annoying.
clicking on it. Nope, the wrong
Yeah.
chapter.
It's
You
very
have to pay
weird.
chapter
attention.
41. Yes.
You have to
Don't-
pay attention
don't-
when they read it. They're like,
Mhm.
chapter, whatever.
Yeah. And then the next one would just be 119 pages. So I think it should be good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Will we find out?
Wow.
Do you guys want to do earlier on Monday? Or should we still do 8?
Later would be
I'm off
better
at
for
work
me.
at 5, so
Okay.
8 works for me too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
don't be surprised if you're in bed with me.
You're
I
gonna
said,
be in
don't be
bed?
surprised if you're in bed with me.
Me?
Excuse me, sir. I'm talking.
Okay. Okay, we can do that. So July 5th at 8 p.m.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll put
And we
the
can
chapters up on
finish it.
Instagram so you can go back in case you forget.
Are we bringing pitches on Monday, or is that till the next one?
Oh,
Monday.
Are we
you're
what?
right. You're right. Since it's gonna be second to last meeting, we bring our book suggestions.
Oh.
That is true. Yeah, we could do that.
Are we gonna do it where we vote within us? We're not gonna. I don't think
In the
we're gonna do it on
meeting?
social media, right?
Yeah, we can do that.
So that way we
Oh.
pick that same day.
Hi, Cora.
I can hear her walking so slow.
Yeah, you're a little late to the meeting, girl. She's gone.
Just like bye.
Yeah, she's like, hello, I just want to say hi. We could bring our book suggestion, and I think we could vote here.
We could do a chat waterfall.
What's
Oh, what?
that?
A chat waterfall is when we type, like, for example, the book we would want in the chat, and then when someone says 1, 2, 3, then we all push enter at the same time.
Oh.
So then
It's
we'll
a
quickly
teacher
see.
trick.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I wonder
Okay.
if, like, you know how you were saying you didn't take a break. I wonder if when we finish this, we should take a break and start like early August, like take a couple weeks off. I don't know. We can talk about that if you guys want a break or not. Just because I know the teachers are all on summer.
Actually, that is a great idea because my marathon is on the 18th on a Sunday.
Yeah. So maybe I don't know, think about it. We could get back on our one book per month too and like do August.
I'm okay with that. I'll be in Mexico in a bit, and I'll be back August 1st.
When are you going, Karina?
When am I going?
End of July?
Just coming back August 1st.
In July 11th through August 1st. And I think I'll have like okay-ish
Oh,
internet.
so then, yeah.
I think that works. We can do that.
Yeah, because I think part of it is just we're all so busy because it's summer,
That's
Yeah.
awesome, girl.
especially you teachers.
Busy resting.
busy.
Yeah, and I was also thinking, I feel like the book club was smooth for a whole year because the pandemic was slowing us down, I think, in our social lives, in our work lives, or, overall. So I think that'd be good. I like that idea. Anybody opposed? Or if you don't want to say it, you can tell me later.
Yeah.
I think
I like that because I part of me also taking a break was that I am pretty overwhelmed with my job and then this marathon, but it's almost over. Yeah, you can do that. New book.
Should we still vote next meeting? That way we have plenty of time to get the books or get
we can. I still think that's a good idea. So bring your book suggestion next meeting.
Just a question on that. Do we read books from any genre, or do we try to stick to
anything?
Like you can suggest anything?
Any book you want.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we give like a little like minute pitch on it. Like what's it about? Brief.
Got it.
Yeah.
Like,
we
read
wouldn't want to
little...
read the Bible. Maybe don't suggest the Bible.
I don't think I'll suggest that one.
I mean, so the thing is, you can bring any book. Obviously, the one that ends up winning is when people are the most interested in. Like for the voting, I ended up doing like your first book and your second book suggestion, because obviously if you're suggesting a book, you're gonna want to make that one as your first one. So the second one was a little like to not make it super biased, and it works out because it shows the overall votes of each book. And there are certain books where you're like, oh, this one's probably gonna be the one that's gonna win or whatever, and then it doesn't end up. So it just bring what you're interested in reading, maybe a book you haven't read before or you just like left off and want to go back to it, because we've done that where it's like, oh, I started this, but
Sounds good.
I'm gonna go because Jack stepped on poop and he's all over my room.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah,
have a good night.
Bye. Good
I'll
night.
put everything on Instagram in case you all forget.
Thank you.
Okay.
See you Monday.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
guys.